And we are live. Right. Hi guys. I want to share some speculative proposal. I'm thinking about AC and architectural future integration. So without much ado, let's jump into the proposal. So my main idea is about towards like intelligent data integrative building design. Like you might have heard of data driven building design, but uh, this is about integrative and intelligence added on top of data. Yeah, so you we have seen building science, it's about building data science. And a part of it is bridging the gap between physical and digital assets. And like architecture is commonly used in building as well as in software world. So I think this could be a thread which can bridge that gap. So I'll go through like few of the key points in all the three terms: intelligence, data, and integrative part. And what are some existing workflow? What uh, I am foreseeing the more integrative aspect in future, or more technological or algorithmic approaches, and I'll go through it. So first is intelligence. Few of the existing ways intelligence can be embedded in design through algorithms. For example, generative design algorithms, which explore the design space as well as evaluate and suggest Pareto solutions, uh, would be more and more common in future. And like there's an example from gaming industry and few procedural content generation algorithms, which definitely a lot of this we are already integrate using it in our workflow. So through plugins, custom scripts, agent-based simulation modeling, and uh, I have heard a lot about TestFit, which is a company working in suggesting generative design solutions for architects. Second is ML model integrations in design workflow, and this is one aspect I'm really excited. So there are a lot of simple, intuitive, web-based ML implementation, and I think with API one could easily integrate it in their workflow. So there is a sample demo where I made like a website where based on your input text, one could generate images, and it was like an interactive art gallery. Let me show you how it works on the back end. So, for example, uh, I can host any model on Runway, and that was an example of attention gain model. And you can get the source, you can host using JavaScript or in Python, and you get the URL and token information. And basically, what we are doing is, I, yeah, we are passing the input text from the website, and we are extracting images out of it and just displaying it. So I hosted the model on GitHub, where you basically type information. We take this input text, send it to the runway model, compute and get the results and extract the image and display it on the website. So there is one example. Also, I am quite excited to see some of the research work ML has shown. So graph to plan basically it's an interactive tool where you can play with the nodes and edges and generate house plans in real time. Another is HouseScan by Autodesk, where similar using bubble diagram approach, you can uh, iterate and modify the solution generated by the machine. So few of the ML integrations, also data-driven interior design. Some of the trends I'm seeing uh, in computer science industry is like using graph neural network, multimodal machine learning, like how language and vision can be combined, nerve vision transformers. So I'm hoping a lot of this will translate into uh, AC either through computer graphics or some design tools. And third aspect is integrating existing libraries. So building upon collective intelligence or uh, developments from the past. Uh, I think Hyper is doing a great job of in this area where you can use existing scripts developed by other people and why one should develop like all the grasshopper scripts from scratch. So I think this is a great start. Recently, Rhino released Hop server, and it allows quite easy workflow from external Python script and sending that data in GH environment. So this is like I did some basic experimentation with OpenCV and some edge detection and few fun experiments. So I think uh, this will definitely escalate a lot of machine learning and other library integration in Grasshopper environment. And also, I think AEC is being notorious to be adopt like cross-disciplinary technological integration is like in 90s we saw with uh, s- model sculpting and taken from aerospace industry, AR, VR, from game industry. So I'm also I feel like these are few industry like graphics, visualization, creative coding, where there are opportunities of uh, integration. Second aspect in intelligence is workflow, and I hope we move from pixel based graphic uh, visualization to GeoJSON. And right now, like on Photoshop, we tweak different data, let's say roads or buildings, and it's basically containing all the pixel information which uh, can't be extracted or manipulated for any future data uh, or feature in feature integration in any like models if someone is working on. And I think Mapbox could be a great tool in that uh, development where like each layers are acting as feature. And I'll show when I say feature, it means like as you can see here, there's one layer containing all the roads, one another layer containing buildings, and I can parametrically control visualization or manipulate uh, these layers through like conditions, even uh, the zoom level. You can see like at different zoom level, I can have buildings appear or disappear, and it's just like one or two line of code which does that. So it's very simple and intuitive interface, and I can do a lot of experiments. So as you can see, this showcases the number of people in the spots. Uh, an exercise we did for workshop at Cadrea recently. And using that data coupled with latitude longitude, we imported that database in Mapbox, and there's a basic circle visualization, and I can control the size, opacity, zoom range, and appearance of those. So I think uh, this is uh, quite helpful because now those features are actually numeric values which I can control for visualization, but also I can use for future, like other problem solving or algorithmic manipulation. So I'm hoping that we can do. And second is like cloud compute, and just um, it sound a bit of a, a bit cheesy, like it's an age of API where we are building our own integration model. A lot of things are moving to web based. This is an example of Go tool. If you see Hyper, SpaceMaker, Digital Blueform, Go tool, everyone is moving. Even Ladybug has now opportunities to do cloud computation. Another is cloud integration. So yeah, just an image of now you can make a Rhino compute server. So instead of manipulating a computation locally, you can do cloud computation can give you results of simulation in real time. So a lot of uh, things can be more productive with high compute speed on cloud. So that those are few of the things in intelligence. For data, I think data customization, scraping, feature selection would become more and more important. So that is the part of building data science where let's say one is developing a style GAN model or any GAN model, and how to do data scraping from web. That would be a crucial skill. And also in the last workshop we were exploring how to extract data from a real estate website, and features like room, price, parking, like feature selection would become a skill that I think architects or civil engineers can play a big role, that can drive like some machine learning solution. So uh, those would be important. And also uh, we need data for developing some models. So I think in-house data collection strategies would become more and more crucial. And data can be captured in multiple ways. So even if you're doing sketches on, let's say, iPad, the brushstrokes sequential data can be captured and stored. Revit Rhino sequential modeling can also be used in some design recommendation too. I had this idea. I'm planning to work on a hackathon, and it would be like a Alexa for 3D modeling, where I say, hey, hey Rhino, make 3D of this height of this rectangle, and using some NLP and calling uh, some functions, it will be able to do that. So also sketch RNN. So let's see, the point I was mentioning before about brushstrokes. I think let's say if I'm recording that data and I make a RNN, recurrent neural network model, then I think human and machine can co-create together using those models. So that will be quite exciting. And modeling assistant, I think I'm thinking it would be cool if, let's say, based on one's modeling pattern, if we record that, and when I am drawing a wall, the tool can recommend like windows or floor and roof. So yeah, it would pace up like the modeling uh, procedure. Lastly, on integrative approach, I'm seeing a lot of architects also like transitioning into UI UX field, and there are some similarities of the way architects and UI UX designers work. So participatory design, like more simple intuitive web interface, would become crucial. I think I like this tweet from KPF where in 2020 they were focusing on machine learning, and then 2021 they are refocused on like developing simple intuitive web-based tool workflows, embedding expert knowledge. So I think that would become more and more important. Second is data visualization, data driven storytelling. So we looked at Mapbox, and I want to show amazing storytelling features. So again, this is a Mapbox data storytelling website where you can basically control the zoom level, center, focus of your map, and opacity of various layers in Mapbox can be controlled for each step. And these are called chapters, where each chapter you can control the map. And on the back end, so it's quite simple, where you can basically you host your access token and URL from Mapbox, and yeah, so each uh, this is a JavaScript file where basically you can add your title, description, center zoom level, and you can create each sequential chapter where different opacity can be controlled and zoom level. So it can be a good interactive experience to end user, and you can also get this data quite easily from Mapbox, where let's say first slide you like this zoom level, second slide you want to change it more. Oh my god. Yeah, so basically you can extract the zoom level, center coordinate, and just copy paste in that JavaScript. All right, so data visualization, data storytelling, and lastly, uh, I think it would be good to have BIM integrative intelligence. And I was reading this paper called Build to Work from NUS, National University of Singapore, where they are using like IFC data and graph embedding along with the sensor data in developing some machine learning models. So I hope we get more of this. So overall, I feel uh, in future it would be like how one can integrate all the existing libraries, APIs, ML models in their workflow, and like a skill to call that API, manipulate the data coming from it would become more and more crucial. Data generation, data filtering, feature selection strategies, and yeah, integration, data visualization. So that's my primary reason how we can move towards intelligent data integrative building design.